Today we're going to do a couple things. I'm going to show you some of my favorite zoanthids that I currently have right now in my tanks behind me, and I'm also going to take you on a tour of what will be the new coral studio. I'm looking for your suggestions. What is up, coral people? If you're new here, my name is Remy, and this is the Bahama Llama Coral YouTube channel. If you would like to support the channel, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever I upload new videos. It's been a little while since I've given you an update on the systems behind me, but also to show you some of the cool pieces that I've kind of acquired over the past 6 months. While I have collected a bunch of different species of coral, there is one thread that's been common throughout the whole thing, and that is collecting those Z's and P's. I'm talking about Zoas, and I'm talking about Palys. And if you follow me on my Instagram page, Bahama Llama Coral, you may have seen some of these in the past, but I like to throw up different photos when I get new corals and things like that. So make sure to follow the Bahama Llama Coral channel on Instagram as well. Before we start, I know that there is a collection of hobbyists out there that are very passionate about named corals, in particular named Zoanthids and Palys. From my perspective, I like it, but then I don't like it. I like it because it will give you an idea of the strain of coloration that this particular zoanthid or pally has, but then I also don't like it because it makes things more confusing. So like on one retailer's site, they could say that this is a white zombie, and then on another retailer's site, they also say it's a white zombie, but it's like a totally different morph. It just can get really confusing. My advice continues to be, and always will be, buy what you like, what you know you can take care of, and what you know you can afford. Not because it's called like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ooze Booze McGee. Someone's gonna steal that name. All right, without further ado, let's go check out my top 7 Z's and P's that I currently have in my tanks back here right now. All right, we're gonna start with the bonus Zoa because it was looking too dang nice not to shoot. Honorable mention goes to the acid reflux Zoa. The purple center can be super deep, and the green and yellow skirt is pretty awesome. All right, coming in at number 7, the Aphrodite. It's bold, it's beautiful, pinks, oranges, speckled skirt, and I really like the larger polyps. You'll probably find that as a trend through this list, and this one is nice and chunky. Number 6, the Spellbinder. This one is pretty interesting. So when I got it, it had a seemingly like random center, and now it's matured and it's been in my tank for a little bit. The pattern has become way more uniform. And you may be like, well, it might be an orange mall or something like that. I don't think so, because for me, the orange on an orange mall has never been super electric, and this is definitely electric. The orange is like glowing. At number 5, the Utter Chaos. If you're a Zoa collector, this is probably one of the first polyps that you'll get. They used to be expensive, but now they're a super affordable way to get a beautiful polyp in your tank. They can get huge as well. The colonies look so good and will complement any mixed reef or Zoa garden. At number 4, I think this is a white walker. I believe I got this from an auction and it was unnamed. So for you Zoa nuts, the circle that surrounds the purple center is a pale yellow. It's not really white, which leads me to believe that it might not be a true white walker. See, this is what I told you in the beginning. It can get confusing. Either way, it's gorgeous. I'm happy to have it in my reef tank. Number 3, the Little Shop of Horrors. Unfortunately, I had to use some old footage because it did not want to cooperate for the shoot. It is still alive, I assure you, but it just didn't want to open for whatever reason today. The colors, well, there's no mistaking this polyp. They are medium-sized polyps, and for me, they've always grown in spurts, so it's like fast for a couple months and then they just turn off. Out of all the Zoas I have, this one gets the most questions. Number 2, the Grandmaster Krakatoa. I moved this frag for the shoot, and it also did not want to show up, so here's a couple photos from my Instagram. This is what it looked like when I moved it. I remember when these first hit the reefing scene, they were going for like $1,600 a polyp or something. I don't know if I could ever justify that price, but they certainly are beautiful. Oh, and I did not pay $1,600 for this. And number 1, well, wouldn't you know, it's an unknown Zoa. at least at this point. These have gone through some color changes since I first purchased them. This frag was an LFS find, and it came in on one of those Indo grow out plates. I saw it, I had to have it, and we'll see what it chooses to do over the next few months. The funny thing is that I asked on Instagram what people thought this might be, and I had probably 10 to 15 different responses. Either way, I love it, and it's thriving, and I can't wait to watch it grow out. All right, before we get to a little room tour back here where I'm gonna ask you for some suggestions, I'd like for you to leave me down below what is your dream zoanthid, and then what is a zoanthid that you have right now that is your favorite. I also wanna do a longer video on this. One second here, let me get this out. I wanna do a longer video on this guy right here. It's new from Puritech. It's a new Aquamax RODI system with booster pump. I've always had issues in my house with pressure, so having a 4-stager with a booster pump is gonna be a big win for me. So in the next video, I'll go ahead and set that up because my RDI system right now isn't bad. It just doesn't have the booster pump, and I kind of wanted to upgrade anyway. So this is the way to go. Thank you to Marine Depot, and we'll get another video in, maybe even a midweek video on that system right there. All right, I'm gonna take the camera off the tripod. We're gonna go into the room real quick, and I want to get your opinion in the comments below to see what I should do with this space. All right, so this is the downstairs playroom, but the kids have kind of commandeered another room up on the main floor. It's kind of like an office den thing that we are not really using, but they are. So here's the space. This is where the sump pump is and the electrical, so the box is in there. And then there's a closet, but it's a nice deep closet. Maybe put filtration in this closet. I was also thinking might be a cool room to spawn some Acropora if we wanted to do that project at some point. Small tank here. Maybe it's a cube. There's about 3 feet of wall here. Unfortunately, we can't do a big long tank along this wall because the water access is right here. This door also has to open, so we're not gonna be able to put a huge tank there. So I think the display will go here on this wall. And that's about 6 feet. And then I'm also thinking here could be a workbench because we'll have a tank coming out here. So we'll have a weird surface that we'll have to custom fit right to this area. We also don't plan on staying in this house forever, so I have to keep that in mind too. But my wife really wanted to be able to shut the door and also have this space out here so that you know, we can actually have and use this space where the tanks are. So this will be the new space eventually. Lots of options here, I think. Drop your suggestions in the comments section below. I will take those into consideration. Obviously, we're in the very infant stages of this. We need new flooring and a whole bunch of new stuff in that room before we can even get started. So please, any suggestions you have would be welcome. And make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you're notified whenever I upload new videos. Until next time, check out Ocean State Aquatics on Instagram. They just did a really fun day where Salty Alley and Freshwater Joe went out and they did an install and documented it. And at the same time, Scott Crow and his crew were also out installing a new tank. So it was kind of fun to see both of those things back and forth. It just gives you a little bit of a taste, a little bit of an insight of what it's like to be a local fish store owner and have to manage all of those things on top of a store and on top of maintenance. Scott Crow makes it look easy. Watch more videos. Consume more content. You can watch these videos on the screen. You can go watch Mr. Saltwater Tank. You can go watch Devin from Reef Dudes or Jake Adams from Reef Builders or Inappropriate Reefer. Go check out some of those other channels, and we'll see you back here next week. And maybe even before that if I'm feeling productive and want to install the new RODI system. Okay, I've said enough.